Hey guys, Echo 25.
And 9234.
With episode 76 of Video Review. Today we have the Power Rangers Time Force, a Time Shadow Megazord, aka the Time Shadow from Mirror Sentai Time Ranger. Really much, it's just like a little jet.
Yeah, it really doesn't have that many functions. It's simply a big, huge wing.
It does have the wheels, so you can roll on, which is good, but other than that, it's just a display piece.
You can also store the weapon on the top. Also, the sword weapons over here can also be stored inside the Time Shadow as well.
Most people always forget, well, don't know, but the Time Shadow actually can hold and store all the Rangers inside.
Yes. The minifigures that came with the Time Force Megazord can fit inside the manual cockpit inside the Time Shadow. Unfortunately, it was never shown on camera.
Alright, so now we have the Megazord mode of the Time Shadow. This thing, it's really much like ship mode. You can't really move it. The legs are stationary.
Although you can move the hands, they can move up and down, side and upright. And they are, everyone notices that they are very similar to the Dragon Zords.
The Dragon Zord missile hands.
Now everyone knows that the Time Shadow has secondary swords that can be held onto the hands. You just simply plug them in. And also they have a secondary mode where you can combine both of them into one big weapon. But other than that, it's all that comes with.
The swords are really translucent blue, so that really...
They're safety rubber, they simply bend.
Alright, so now we have the Shadow Force Megazord. Now it's just what you gotta do is just connect the legs and the arms, and now it uses the sword.
Now the sword has also its own built-in electronics. It has its on switch over here on the left side, and the silver button on the other side. Simply, it only has one different sound effect. Now the only thing I don't like though is that the toy is not show accurate, unfortunately, because in the show it's originally blue, not red.
If you look at it from the sides, it's not really like the show, because the show, the whole Zord moves with the whole body. It's now stationary also because you can't move the legs.
Everything's locked in place.
So it's just like...
It's on a big platform, so unfortunately the only thing that moves on it are the arms.
Alright, now we have the beta mode. Now in this mode, the sword is now turned into a gun, and when you press the button,
it does a different sound effect. It's pretty much basically the exact same formation as Shadow Alpha. The only thing it basically has changed is that it doesn't use any more of the shoulder arm gun cannons.
And the chest piece is now switched to make it the whole blue formation. Like we said with the other combination,
it's really heavy.
It's really heavy and it's a display piece. You can't move it at all. And it's
now you can't even move the hands anymore.
Since the Time Force Megazord arms were in red mode, they were shorter. Now they're longer. Now, alteration-wise, shockingly,
nothing was changed.
It wasn't really altered.
All the stickers, the chrome
stickers,
stayed.
everything.
The die-cast metal that connects the main area with the body is all up to low. The stickers were unchanged. Even the sound effects and electronics were all up to low. So there's nothing altered from the Time Shadow at all in America.
The toy is alright, but it's mostly just a standard display piece. You really don't do much. But I will say that get the Time Shadow only if you have the Time Force Megazord. Don't get the Time Shadow and don't have this because
it's just like the Dragon Zord basically. If you buy the Dragon Zord without the Megazord, you can't do anything.
Same thing with the s.p.d, the Omega Max Megazord. If you have that, but you don't have the Delta Squad Megazord, you're completely useless. But yeah, that's it for the Time Shadow Megazord. Join us next week for the Lightspeed Rescue Megazord. Rate, come subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Even connecting the cannon is much more difficult because in order to connect the cannon, you have to have the hand twisted sideways and it locks in a specific
It's not like a regular Megazord where you could just slip it in. You have to curve it up. But yeah, that's it for the Time Shadow Megazord. Join us next week for the Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, the Lightspeed Megazord. Lightspeed Megazord.